Well, we said we'd do more of these eventually.
Yeah, there hasn't been that much. It's been strange getting back to this particular bit.
Yeah. Honestly, the main reason we're doing this right now is just because we wanted to do a contest. We didn't have the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired right now. I'm about to nod off, so kind of worn out. So yeah, this was like a quicker, simpler way of trying things out.
Yeah. So, today we'll be looking at Chapter 2 of Wright As Rayne. So.
Oh yes. We might have been trying to do blues, but this is just so much. Like I said, we're strapped for time, and it's kind of quick, kind of a much shorter chapter than the first chapter of blues.
Yeah. Strings just showing up as all blind for me. Okay.
Hold on a moment. Should be working fine here.
And it says it's live, but at the same time it just says offline. I don't know. Okay, I think it's working.
Usually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There it is. Okay. See, proof we actually film these things live.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, you mentioned earlier that you had an idea about what you were gonna say about this before we started. Good or bad?
Okay, the thing is, way back whenever I was first playing out the comic, right?
Yeah.
Always intended to have, just like fight between Alex and Rage in this chapter.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I had been more flexible on that, because honestly, it didn't really make sense to do it.
Yeah, that's hard. When you start something off and you have something in mind, but you can't get it to work. And I think over time that we've been doing...
It was an artifact, the fact that originally Rage was just straight up villain.
Yeah, you can kind of tell. Not just a random vigilante. And I think as we've been doing this, we've gotten better at recognizing like what aspects need to change, what aspects need to stay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've done a lot of things that were like not remotely playing with war since then, but at the time I was still trying to keep to a basic outline of like, okay, this is what happens next.
Yeah.
I still am essentially following that same basic outline. It's just I'm just more flexible about it.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that going into this, I'm gonna really hate it because just looking at the cover, oh god.
Yeah.
Alex's head, the tiniest of his body, whatever. Let's just dive in because oh god.
There is something I do find kind of funny about this cover.
Yeah.
Rage has those little like spots on his shoulders in this cover, and then never again.
Yeah, that's a slight problem with the line art. Like little details like that will come up and then just disappear because fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm really forgetful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just assume those were never actually there since we've never actually seen it in the story.
Huh. Well, I don't see him in that costume very much.
True. When was it? We saw him in costume. Was it in Power Tower?
No, he wasn't wearing his costume in Power Tower. He was wearing like, the shit that he was like wearing pajama pants and a wife beater. Shit you sleep in.
I thought he switched the costume whenever he turned up at the end of it.
Maybe. I don't think so. Jesus, fuck this art. It's worse than I remember.
Yeah. So, yeah, this has been a while. This is going back about 5 years ago at this point. Okay, he actually was in his costume whenever he turned up at the end.
It feels like so much longer just looking at the artwork.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to barf looking at this. So yeah, we get the first sign of the Ropun nickname, which... I like that it's slowly gaining in prominence.
Yeah.
Like, as we go through the comic, like, people are calling her that more and more.
I don't know if we're ever actually going to get the explanation in story as to where that name came from.
We mentioned, like, I don't know, the name itself, or, like, where Alex got it from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, where the name itself came from. Like, why Sarah Beth was called that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Should I ask on camera, or...
It couldn't hurt to explain, because it's not like it's a huge spoiler or anything.
Yeah.
The idea is basically just back in high school, she had, like, she was kind of the resident otaku, because, I mean, she has that whole thing going on still.
Right.
and she also had like crazy long hair.
Yeah.
So the idea was it was kind of an anime-ish sounding play on Rapunzel that some of her friends came up with, and then they just stuck with it.
Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. I actually like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Also, we have not seen that painting on that wall forever. We should have put that in this last chapter.
We probably should.
I just sort of moved it. Maybe it'll turn up a different room that's going to see replaced.
Yeah, maybe so. Anyway, next page. Alex is still pissed about the costume, which...
I kind of like to think that by the time he stopped wearing it, he came around to it.
Yeah, because I kind of felt the same way about it. Because I remember seeing that costume for the first time and thinking, oh, this sucks. But, it kind of grew on me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of orange either, so that's kind of a accomplishment.
Yeah. So I think one sign of how you can tell it kind of grew on Alex is the fact that the follow-up costumes keep the same basic templates.
Well, that might have just been him trying to keep the persona going.
True.
I don't think he could have strayed too far from it.
Yeah. Also, even at this point, you can kind of see Dorothy's skin starting to drift a bit more dark, but it really took a while before it hit where it should have been.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Dorothy is that she's half... What was it, 1/4 black?
Quarter.
Okay. Yeah, which is it's a rough thing to kind of work with when you already have it worked in that she's blonde with blue eyes.
Yeah. The thing is, I basically had the design in mind for years, and then eventually I kind of learned about how the black population in Atlanta is, and I was like, I probably should work that in to some degree. I just didn't want to heavily redesign her at that point, because I've been working with ideas for years.
It's more attention to detail than there is in Blues, because Blues is set in Texas, and there should be way more Hispanic characters in that comic.
Yeah. Honestly, I do kind of try to keep that in mind more, at least to some degree, because, you'll notice, decent few supporting characters in Black, and plus a lot of extras are.
Yeah. Anyway. These two together, it's... Honestly, I'm amazed Alex is as civil as he is.
Yeah.
Also, we get some more stuff on the barrier market. It seems like... Oh, wow. Recently in the comic, after years and years, we've actually seen Sarah Beth's room again. It had been a while, and... I like that she's apparently replaced this picture of herself and her younger sister with a poster for Fooly Cooley.
Yeah.
Fooly Cooley is more important in my life.
Actually, to be fair, we didn't see the wall next to the door. That picture could still be there.
I should hope so, because goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the last time we saw her room was a single panel in Power Tower.
Yeah.
Everything in this chapter came back in Power Tower.
Yeah, that was a weird aspect. But then again, Power Tower was a big chapter.
Yeah.
Very different chapter. And also, one thing I noticed looking back at some older pages recently is that later in the comic, Alex kind of loses the knife thing, because early on he has a really big thing for knives.
Yeah.
Was that intentional, or did it just kind of happen?
It's kind of a thing where it just hasn't had reason to come up. I have the idea that he still has knives on him.
Oh.
It's just they tend to be something of a last resort.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, the barrier market, was that going to be a bigger thing than it has been? Because I like the idea that... I intended it as just have a recurring location. Okay.
It's just not... There hasn't been a reason to revisit it.
Yeah, that sucks.
I do have chapters down the line that will go back to it.
Yeah, I can think of one in particular that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And I
have the idea... I think this is Compton's story. But I have the idea that Melissa works there.
Oh, nice.
Which kind of gives a reason for Alice not to go there much.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, that's right along.
It's one of the very few times Lillian isn't wearing blue.
Yeah, but I like that even back then, Laura wore green.
Yeah.
Freakishly short-legged Laura still wears green.
Yeah.
What the fuck is with this shot?
Yeah. Yeah, proportions are definitely a throwing thing with this comic.
God, it's fucking garbage.
Wow, the page 5 is like completely unneeded.
Wait, hang on. Let me. Oh, is this when we were? Oh, I thought. Okay. I thought this was going to be the splash page.
No.
I do like the touch of that guy selling watches.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, this really could have been skipped over entirely. And also, I like that it apparently took Alex a bit to think, like, I should just change the gas station bathroom instead of doing it in the car.
Yeah. No wonder those people are pointing at her in that last panel.
Yeah.
Him. Damn it, there was something I was going to bring up. Back when we were seeing Lillian, like, in recent stories, she's gotten, like, a lot more kind of savvy and aware of what's going on. So it's really weird to go back and see her having, like, this really oblivious expression on her face.
Yeah.
Because I was drawing her to look oblivious.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot has been done with Lillian just kind of shifting her characterization on the fly just doesn't feel more natural.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, this whole current thing with her, like, being kind of suspicious and how worrying and all that, like, yeah, that was never intended in advance. I just decided at a point to roll with it and just stuff is coming out of it.
It's sad that, like, the best thing I've had to say about this thus far, and, like, even that's kind of wonky, is, like, I do like the mystery of, like, just hiding someone's face. Like, even if you obviously know who it is and you just kind of hide the face, like, something about that is strangely mysterious.
Yeah. Okay, one odd thing I remember about this, actually, is the that registration number there.
Yeah?
I actually just happened to, like, right before this page was drawn, I happened to be, like, poking through the first chapter again, and the number also actually came up in that one, so I had to, like, change the registration thing. Like, go back and make them the same one.
Yeah. I do like that, superheroes have to have licenses and have to have registrations and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, this was back when we were doing oh, that woman's... Oh, Jesus God. Why are the shoulders so wide and the body... This fucking artwork. Fucking artwork is garbage, but...
And hey, first appearance of Jack.
Yeah, for Jack's first appearance. Which comes up later, which I like.
Yeah.
I can't even...
Actually, this chapter kind of walks this weird line between being throwaway and having a lot of stuff come back from it.
It kind of, like, stuff comes back from it only because it was introduced in it. Like, it's not... Like, it could have been introduced at any time. Like, Jack doesn't really do anything in the chapter for it being his first appearance.
Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah, I was talking about specifically the fact that he was standing there and saw Alex comes back later.
Oh, yeah, that whole thing, yeah. Shit, I had something, but now I don't know what it is. Oh, I think... Is this the first appearance of the Blue Blood graffiti?
I don't think so. I think that was in chapter 1. I'm pretty sure we did that before the comic before Blues actually debuted.
God, this artwork. I like that we brought back Sad Employee.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't seen him in a while. There's another extra in this who shows up in this chapter that I did make a show to bring back, though, at least.
Yeah.
So what exactly was the setup on this? Because this guy in the black suit was like... This robbery was planned, like, because Sarah Beth sent Alex to stop it. But
essentially what it is just... This robbery was set up. I don't know why Power was arranging for like a low-level thing like this, but... This robbery was set up, Sarah Beth caught wind of it, and she basically just... She didn't set it up herself, she just caught wind of it and just sent Alice and Rage both to stop it.
Wait, she sent Rage, too?
Yeah. The idea was she sent them both just expecting a fight to break out between them.
Yeah, because that's one thing I do like about Alex, is that he's very kind of... He's really competitive in a really destructive way, which I think that's kind of a neat flaw to have.
Yeah.
Because it seems like for Alex, like if someone else were really in trouble, like he wouldn't play around and be competitive or be an asshole. But if it's just him, fuck it, he'll get the shit beaten out of himself.
Yeah.
which is complicated because he's Dorothy now, so it's not really, so it's kind of a harder call to make. But yeah, I just like that touch.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure where. Oh, wait. Have you turned over to the next page yet? Stream's a little behind on me.
We are now. I just clicked on page 10.
Okay. Okay. One thing that comes to mind here is like I'm not entirely sure where the idea for like giving Rage that really like showy, billowy kind of hair came from.
Neither do I, because I like was it. Well, obviously it was one of us, but I don't remember which one of us.
Because most of the early sketches and stuff of him I did, because I played War for a long time before it started.
Oh yeah.
Most of the early sketches of him I did had more or less that same costume. Like, not 1-to-1, but at least like the black and yellow thing was still there.
Yeah.
But he had like short black hair.
Huh.
And then just at a point just wound up doing the
Peekabags.
I remember whenever I was coloring the cover, I couldn't settle on like whether or not to go with having it be black or having it be blonde. Like I think I did 2 versions.
Huh.
And then we decided the blonde looked better.
Yeah, it looks. Black would have been harder to make out against the shirt.
Yeah.
But I do really like the way that I really like the Bishi hair in particular. Rage is one of the more is a really. We don't draw him very much in the comic, but when he does show up, he's really fun to draw.
Yeah.
Also, especially because if you look later in the comic, it turns out that when Rage isn't in costume, he wears for really no reason when he's off the clock, he just wears double-breasted suits. Like he looks like he works at a bank.
Yeah. In general, I just kind of have the idea that Rage is just a classy guy.
Yeah, it's just a weird character quirk.
Yeah.
Which between the hair, which I like that he's classy, and he's also got that hair, but at the same time, his power set is brute.
Yeah.
He is a super strong brick shithouse motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of a mishmash, you wouldn't really normally see.
Yeah. Like how, right here, he's just slamming the guy into a table so hard it breaks, and...
Honestly, I actually kind of want to make it sort of a running gag that, anytime he and Orlando are around each other, that's not happen. Does that happen in Power Tower, too?
Yeah. Really, that's a pretty heavy impact. It's weird he didn't kill that guy.
Yeah. I would assume it was probably a pretty cheap table.
I should hope so. The proportions are so fucking terrible in this comic. It's really weird for me. I think that Rage is the bulky in this proportions. He's the bulky guy, because he is bigger than everyone else.
Yeah.
He's just still looks so small. It's I want to bring up one of the more recent pages with him in it just to fuck around with that.
Yeah. I was he really should appear more often.
He really should. He's really awesome. So, was it in the script him holding Orlando up by the leg and then dropping him while yelling at Alex?
I don't remember.
That seems like it would. That seems like it could go either way. That might have been in the script, or I might have just thrown that in. That seems like the kind of stupid, goofy touch I would have gone with.
Let's see. Okay, actually, yeah. As it's scripted, that panel was entirely different.
That's shit. I'm sorry, man.
It's cool. Your thing's kind of more interesting. It's honestly, a lot of the panel descriptions for this page are completely different on paper than how it is in practice.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, that's genuinely embarrassing for me every time it happens.
I think this one works better because as it's scripted, it was just Orlando laying on the ground. They were all Alex poking Rage in the chest.
Speaking of which, that might have made this a little bit better because Rage is pretty dickish here.
Yeah.
You're a woman while you're here, shop. Okay, that's actually is sort of funny in a douchey kind of way, but it's then it goes into how he's better than him at the job because he has superpowers. It's that's pretty dickish territory.
True. I do picture Ray just kind of rough around the edges and not really the nicest person in the world.
Yeah, likewise.
Although since this chapter, he has been softer.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that shot of I mean, for what it is, I kind of like that shot of out smacking him just for how Rage just kind of looks like.
What the fuck?
Really?
Ah, fuck! I'm gonna beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
I think I did a joke page. This was also kind of random, like the David Bowie thing, but I think Alex for a long time would have like just a big interest in music.
Yeah.
Like, almost. I think the idea of
That
like
stuff goes on occasionally. I mean, we just had him and Laura singing with each other multiple times in the last chapter.
Yeah, like Alex was like a borderline music nerd.
Yeah. I still have it in mind as a character quirk. It just doesn't come up very much.
Yeah, that's always a shame.
Yeah.
I think I at one point did a joke page about. I really want to talk about this just because David Bowie's not with us anymore, and he was such a great talent. But I think I once did like a joke page of this with like alternate dialogue, and the guy was like, here he's quoting "Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do." But I think I did a thing where it was like the joke page was like, in the words of David Bowie, say one. Each night I lie there sleeping. Damn it! I can't remember the fuck. It was from TVC15.
Yeah.
Each night I sit there pleading, "Bring back my dream test, baby. She's my main feature. My TVC15. He just stares back. I'm blinking."
Yeah.
Those are the real lyrics. He was totally out of his mind on coke when he wrote that song.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that was the time period.
No, but like even for the time period, like Bowie was like crazy into coke for that period, for that bit. Yeah. Like he literally was living off of milk, peppers, and coke.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, the idea that Alex is like a music nerd has never really gone away. It just doesn't come up very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got acknowledgement of it fairly recently. It's just.
Yeah. It just is awkward to work in, and okay, I like that Alex is weirdly competitive, and I like that he sort of will goad people into fights.
Hey, there's the proto McShay cameo.
I was about to bring that up. This character later turns out to was planned to be a character called McShay, who's O'Hara's bodyguard, and she turned out looking completely 100% different when we got around to actually adding her.
Yeah, basically it was just like weren't really fond of this design, so basically just wound up just completely redesigning her.
Oh yeah.
So now you got like the kind of semi-androgynous brute you got now, as opposed to that.
Yeah, now she looks like a goddamn lumberjack.
Yeah.
But I think at the time I was picturing her being like a secretary sort of figure.
Yeah.
Like still badass and everything, but like kind of more like Mercy Graves from Superman.
Yeah.
You know, she shows up, has 2 lines, and then dies in an explosion.
Yeah. And she's even in the next page.
Yeah. And also this one extra, and I wanted to bring it up, like, I just enjoyed drawing her. She was just watching the superhero fight. Yeah!
Yeah.
And I brought her back for, like, extra pages. Like, she'll just be there watching superhero fights and just enjoying it. Like, yeah, kick his butt, Stargirl!
Yeah. Yeah, kind of the intention was that she'd be some kind of a childlike fangirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes around because one of the more recent times she showed up was when, was for a flashback to Alex's first fight with Ivy, and she was fangirling over Alex back then. It was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I just liked seeing her again, and like you can get attached to extras like that. You make gags out of them.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't believe we were already doing the Daredevil effect.
Yeah.
I didn't think that turned up until Blues.
Well, Blues was underway at this point.
Yeah. It's actually really good with what we were doing at the time.
Yeah. I probably should have done something to distinguish them color-wise.
Yeah.
But, also, that, like, springy kick thing there.
The Pony Express you were calling it.
I go back and forth between if it's called Pony Express or Horse Sense. I can't settle on which name I prefer.
Yeah.
But
For a while, it was going to be Alex's finishing move, I think.
not really. It was just to be like a frequent transition, like kind of an ace in the hole.
Yeah.
But just kind of turn things around. It still comes up, but it's not as frequent as I kind of saw. Like, but then again, that makes sense because it isn't something you would see being very practical to bust out that often.
No, even here, it's like, damn, you've really gotten to position of this really quick.
Yeah. When was the last time that was done?
I have no idea.
Was it done in the Ivy fight?
I don't think so.
I wanted to say did it to her leg or something.
That might have been it. I know for sure it wasn't in the McShay fight.
Yeah.
There was like a lot more. There was a lot of grappling in that fight.
Yeah. Actually, the Ivy one was mostly grappling too. But
that's a good point. I think like the McShay one more so.
Oh yeah, I did do it in the Ivy fight.
Oh, nice. I do like how Rage looks hurt there. It's like there are like sparks of okay, this came out looking not as horrible as everything else, mostly with Rage.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed.
That's why you like drawing him.
What's that?
So that's why you like drawing him.
In general, I've noticed that like big burly guys are kind of like way easier to draw because like the proportions can get a little bit like their proportions are just generally easier to nail.
Yeah.
The only thing is like when
wow,
I brought. Oh, sorry.
That girl's standing like dangerously close in this fight.
She really is. It's like she's gonna get elbowed or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she watches the fight so much. She's just trying to catch a lawsuit.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Shit. What was I gonna say? The weird thing is that when we brought Marvelous Man into Blues, like, I had to change the way I draw like big burly guys because he kind of just rose the bar on what it meant to be huge.
Yeah.
Because like when you actually, he was supposed to be a sort of parody of Captain Marvel and Superman and that kind of body type, and yeah, people in the comics were already big, but when you look at that kind of body type, it's just like muscles upon muscles upon muscles. Like I had to stop, just like whoa.
Yeah.
Buff him up.
So yeah, we probably should avoid at any point having him next like weapon or something. Because it'd probably just make it kind of diminish things a bit to see him be shorter than somebody.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know when that would come up anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't figure it would happen. It's just something we probably should just in case make a conscious effort to avoid it.
I would like to see Weapon again, just because, like you pointed out, that the idea.
I have plans on when he's going to show up again.
Okay, because the idea on Weapon, and we'll probably get into this if we ever do a commentary on Power Shower, but the idea on Weapon is that he has kind of gigantism.
Yeah.
So I would like to sort of get a chance to draw that a little bit better.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was always the way the fight was going to end, and that's something that happens a lot in these comics. Is like we usually have a plan ending for every fight, like know exactly how and why it will, like what the final blow will be, and
yeah, like the intention of the fight, and this was even last ever arranged. It was pretty much to show Alex like, yeah, using the same tactics isn't going to work.
Yeah, he has to adjust to his new body.
Yeah. And
the idea is like the problem is I don't think the line art conveys it very well.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is he's trying to pick Rage up to I guess suplex him or something.
I was thinking just kind of like an overhead, like kind of judo kind of throw.
Oh, okay. But either way, like he doesn't have the muscle to do that anymore, and so just right in the face.
Yeah.
Wow, I just realized how fucking old the SOS Brigade is.
I like the fact that apparently to read the books, Sarah Beth puts on a shirt first.
I think she was gonna watch the anime.
Huh. That could be it too. It just looked like she was holding the book.
Maybe she's holding a remote. Maybe she's putting on the anime and about to read the manga at the same time. And wearing a shirt like a wow. She was crazy into this fucking show.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. I guess by the year this comic
That's
takes
not even the
place...
show she's putting on. She's putting on Taeon.
What's that?
That's not even the show she's putting on. She's putting on Taeon.
They burned me with Endless 8.
Yeah.
I just wear the shirt because it's the only thing that was clean.
Yeah.
They burned us all with Endless 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of moral. Oh wow, I wasn't doing the box for the end of chapter thing.
Yeah.
It's really stupid.
Yeah, it took a few chapters before we really got into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I ever say... I've probably gone into, like, what gave me the idea for the end of chapter thing.
I was just kind of like... I've seen it in comics before, and I was just kind of liked it. Although, most comics that I would have read around this time would have had the next, and then, like, a little tagline. But that was never as cool as just end of chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, like, what I was specifically thinking of whenever I came up with it was the, how anti-hero for hire, like, each chapter to end with an in transmission.
Oh. Nice touch. Very creepy.
Yeah. I've kind of wondered about switching to something more like Gunker, where it just ends in a symbol.
Yeah, that'd be neat. I do like those little stingers that sort of show, yeah, you're done now.
Yeah. You know, it's good to see, just from the ending note here, that this whole thing of me doing multiple chapters in a row set in the same day is not something recent.
Huh, that's a good point.
Those chapters 2, 3, and 4 all take place on the same evening.
Damn. Yeah, that's a common thing for Wright As Rayne, if you haven't noticed. Like, comics will, like, the time scale is very weird when you think about it.
Yeah. Honestly, it is something of an embarrassment that it's taken about 6 years to get through about 2 months of comic time.
It gets even weirder when you try to factor in Blues, because Blues moves around relatively quick.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's one particular aspect of that I kind of kept meaning to ask about you, but I can't go into it here because of spoilers.
I think the general rule of thumb on Blues should just be time only matters when we say it matters.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my philosophy on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, don't try too hard to fit War and Blues together.
No, please don't. But yeah, good to see Power again. I think Power.
I don't think I realized Glory was mentioned this early.
Huh. Yeah, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, the intention with Glory has always been, I might as well just clear up now, has always been where we would hear about her and, like, see her a good bit and, like, talking about how dangerous she is, but it'd take a while to show it.
Yeah.
Like, the entire idea is, like, kind of build up to where, like, in the last chapter, Alex is just kind of frustrated, but like, well, okay, now I know she exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to say we'll get a payoff on Glory.
Even though he knows she exists, he hasn't seen her without her mask on either.
Yeah, and he also hasn't seen her fight.
Yeah.
Nor has the reader.
We should really do a chapter to amp that up, of just like her following someone around and not fighting.
Yeah.
Like, she's just, like, chilling on the sidelines, like, eating pickles or something, and the other guy's just like, yeah, I'm gonna... and just making jokes about some other guy beating the shit out of people.
Yeah. But the intention was kind of similar with Mitchell, but, you know, eventually we saw what she could do.
Yeah.
Though with Mitchell, the idea was kind of supposed to be that everyone kept telling Alex, like, no, seriously, she's dangerous. I'm like, no, but he wasn't listening.
Yeah. Anyway, Vaughn, final thoughts on this particular chapter?
I don't know, it's job done. Like, it's not anything great or anything, but
We were definitely still getting our
it kind of holds up better than I expected it to.
Yeah. Well, for the writing, yes. For the art, no.
Yeah.
We were still very much getting our bearings on this whole thing. I think this was just kind of a nice, kind of introductory chapter to the comic.
Yeah. Yeah. We will try not to wait a year this time before doing the next one.
Yeah, like we said, like, we typically just don't do these. I think for a while we weren't sure if we wanted to do anything else, because I think we came away from the first one, like, with mixed feelings.
Yeah. I would, yeah, I would definitely like to do more of these. I do enjoy doing this.
Yeah, I in particular want to do Blues because I have a lot of thoughts about how that comic
I would
started
try to
out.
get back up around BP at some point because I would be curious to see what I would have to say on the early chapters of BP because honestly, I don't think I managed a lot of them very well. I think it took a while for it to find its footing.
I would have to read them again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like a recent page where Rage showed up just to show like how he kind of looks now. Just like, no, see, we got better with the artwork.
Yeah.
That's him. Still got the Power 2. Yeah, a lot of this stuff did come back later. Here's
Yeah.
Glory.
Honestly, in general, what feels like some things have taken a while to be revisited or whatever, I think I've mostly been pretty good about not leaving things hanging.
Yeah, it's not Elguna shy of territory or anything like that.
Yeah, or like, I haven't really been doing a thing where like if a character shows up once and then just disappears for forever. Or like when they do, they at least come back. It's like, I think the most glaring example of that right now is Chris, and Chris is coming back, like, soon.
Yeah, there were some gaps though. I mean, like Section 24 for a while was pretty much gone.
They were showing up, but they weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've at least seen increased prominence lately. The problem with Section 24, I might need to just wait and revisit this later. But the problem with them was I needed to build them up for both War and BP.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know where to start. Now I don't need to worry about it because it's like great merged comments.
Yeah.
In your case, yeah.
I think that's all we got.
Yeah. That should be fun. Yeah, let's see, Black Flame, I forget what the first Blues chapter was called.
The Blue Children.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's like either one of those would be good to go into next time. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway.
Although the next thing we do will probably be a web contest.
Oh yeah, we're already taking steps for that one.
Yeah, like we know what we're doing next.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Say goodbye, Mark.
Yeah. Sorry, I said something I just don't think it registered.
No, sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, later.
Bye. And shit, I hit the wrong